is great to be here on the Palouse. It's the 2024 Crimson and Gray game. Washington State gets things going, trying to get back into bowl contention as the Cougs have the culmination of football here in the offseason, and it's always a great day to get the guys together. Green. And it's John Mateer in a pistol set. And it's a trick play to start. Little shovel back to Mateer, and he lets it rip, and it's caught at the 40-yard line. Trick play, first play of the spring game, and it's a touchdown. John Mateer lets it rip, and Billy Revere scrambles all the way down for a score.
Nothing tells you it's a spring game more like a trick play on the very first play right here. You're trying to influence that defense, get them to move left, right, east, west, maybe get north, south. But good job right there. A little reverse, get it back to your quarterback. Flick of the wrist, wide open. Way to scheme it up against this Crimson defense.
Juvenski Schlenbaker with the handoff to the slot receiver, Josh Meredith, who then hurls it down to the very experienced Billy Revere. Came as a transfer from North Dakota a couple of years ago. The special teams is all clean. And it is 7-0 Gray Squad as Coach Dickert now in his third year as the head coach. Youngest coordinator in the country at the time. And here's Zevi Eckhouse, his first snap on the Palouse. Tossed to the right to Wayshawn Parker, a true freshman that this coaching staff loves. And Parker's tackled a couple of yards.
Right, get the football out your hands early. Find your rhythm.
Eckhouse now in second and somewhat manageable. Lets it fly down the left side of the field. That's batted down near sideline. And so Zevi Eckhouse tries to air it out deep. Bump where he's from in Culver City, California, your neck of the woods. Snap back on 3rd and 7. There's a first down for Zevi Eckhouse, pending the spot. Ball came out. They say incomplete. Incomplete pack player. And now the special teams unit is on, and I would not expect this to be a live punt return situation for the Cougs. That's Josh Meredith with the fair catch against Kyle Williams. That might be one-on-one, you know, top of the depth chart against top of the depth chart. Here's Mateer with a snap and a give. Nothing doing there, and that is what Coach Schmedding loves about the interior of this defense. It's the Crimson Squad Dimbu as two of the best interior linemen that they've had in a long time as a starting duo. Second and about 10, and there's a great flick left. Caught aerial grab by Kyle Williams to the one of the targets at the left. Sets up 1st and 10. Mateer with great speed wheels out to the left. He tucks in tight ropes for a gain of about 5 yards.
Yeah, this is where he's special. Last year you got a bit of that with Cam Ward, like competition out there. You got a wide receiver coach that's going to evaluate this film and see who can block and receive that football.
And around now to Kyle Williams. The Crimson Squad does a good job to sniff it out, and leading returning tackler Kyle Thornton is there to gobble up Williams at the near side of the field, and it sets up 3rd and 5.
Good job by this.
Likely starter in the NFL this year in Las Vegas. And he'll join us on the headset in just a little while as Mateer has one batted back. As he tried to roll out, that ball is shoved back. And it is going to be a punt situation. Starting snaps for the Cougar D.
Got some spots to fill on that Cougar defense.
And this is a wobbly punt that takes a quality bounce. And as we expected, not a live ball. Now here as Washington State is showing its stuff in spring ball, and Zevi Eckhouse is the senior transfer quarterback from Bryant who's trying to win the job and throws an incompletion there on your Jake Dickert. He'll be mic'd up all broadcast long. Coach was excited about that one as Zevi Eckhouse zips it to the right side of the field, and it's the Gray Squad with a stop and forcing a potential punt. Squad trying to push Crimson off the field back-to-back drives, and they do. Eckhouse tried to get it to Freeman, but Tanner Moku is there, another potential safety starter on the strong side. So great to see Moku, the senior from Honolulu, with quality coverage. NFL shoes to fill. Jaden Hicks is going to be a Kansas City Chief. That went official just before we went to air, and they've got to figure out how to get things right on that strong safety spot there. You've got Tanner Moku, you have
Ruben Mays is all over that place.
Here's John Mateer now on a 1st and 10 from the 37. And this is short handoff to Leo Pulala. So 2nd and 12. Fingers crossed everybody else stays healthy the rest of the day here, Bump, as Mateer flicks it to Schlenbaker out of the backfield, and he is gobbled up immediately. And it will set up Maybe a fumble situation there on the far side of the field, or just some friendly extracurriculars between the Crimson.
The running back outside, he does his job, makes an open field tackle.
3rd and 9 now as Mateer has a deep drop and throws it in and out of the hands of Schlenbaker. And McKenna was there once again. The headliner of which was Michael Bumpus. He was unable to make it.
Oh,
yesterday.
yeah? Oh, headliner, huh?
Everybody wants to see Bump with the stick. And here's another punt and a fair catch successfully.
You know what? He wears a mustache, has a mullet. Who knows what he does?
That's a good point. Here's Wayshawn Parker, bounces it out to the far side of the field. Can he leg Moku around the corner? Moku shepherds him out of bounds, but Wayshawn Parker shows credit to Moku for getting there and sealing it off. Parker's got plus speed, and Zevi Eckhouse now zips it out to Chris Hudson, that Oregon Duck transfer who rumbles up ahead and spins to the 35. And we've yet to call out Hernandez or Dollar's names yet. It's 2nd and 5 here. There's Hernandez in motion. Eckhouse hands it off to Parker, bounces it out left. Not much doing. Targeted or tackled, I should say, there by Warren Smith Jr. and really flash his arm yet. Let's see if he tries it here. Eludes a sack there. He lets it rip down the near sideline, and it is just incomplete. Intended for Freeman near the 5-yard line. All right, so Dylan Payne is the running back in now. Eckhouse, this time with a 4-man rush, rolls out near some contact and then lets it rip. Incomplete. Hudson backtracked for it at the 35-yard line. It would have been shy of a
mania, and well-deserved, man. He really put us on the map in a way.
4,700 pass yards, 11-2 record.
To be back.
How fun is it coming back? Like I know, now you've been in the NFL for a good while. You've been a starter. You've played a lot of pro ball, and you come back here. And what is your new perspective, right?
Fortunately, Coach Dickert's let me kind of hang around these guys, man, and they all seem like they got the right makeup. Everybody's competitive, but I was telling them, man, compete with yourself. Be your best self. Don't count nobody else's reps. Look over your shoulder. Worry about
what you want to do. So my question to you is, you still whipping around the bus? You made some money in the league now, man. What's that situation like?
Yeah, I downsized and got a van. So I have a van now.
Ernie, in the NFL so far, you've had a couple of stops, but everywhere you go, man, you make some noise and you make it tough on anybody competing at that quarterback spot. What's it like in Las Vegas? What should we expect from you?
I mean, just trying to do the same, man. Be as
and you did it with the air raid and the way you did it, and just a kind of an amazing set of personalities here on the Palouse at that time. It's kind of hard to put all of that into words even just 6 years ago.
Yeah, hard to quantify like what Cougs moving forward.
Thank you, Gardner. Thanks for your time, putting the headset on here and joining us, and thanks for coming back here on campus and kind of joining up with everybody and helping everybody relive the glory days a little bit and trying to get good.
I've seen and heard what Gardner means, or has shown that he's 100, man. Same guy.
It's Brady McAleer who has a ball intercepted. The Gray squad picks it off at the 45-yard line. And
there's silver lining in every situation, and we'll take it for what it is.
Have another punt situation here in a non-live ball punt return. That's Josh Meredith calling out the fair catch. Sure, we're late first quarter here in the Crimson and Gray game. 4:27 first quarter. Still only the one touchdown on the first play of the ball game, as the Crimson squad gobbles up another run off returning target. And of course, they're not going to pop the quarterbacks.
They'll stay off the quarterback. I've seen guys get kicked off the team.
They're on here, the telecast, but it's going to be a really different look this year with all that's gone on with conference realignment and what this Cougar squad's going to face with a week 3 Apple Cup.
Now, it's a bit different now, so things will change, but the things that do stay the same is that you got to run your stuff and execute what you do.
Short carry there for the Gray squad here late first quarter. Hunter Nagin, there's no secret here for 2025, 26 and beyond.
Right.
And there's Cooper Mathers. Mathers has been so productive. Late flag comes in. Mathers, the tight end, couldn't on the Palouse for a long time. Mathers has been the most productive one since they reinstated the tight end position, if you will.
I love that about reinstating the tight end, because you hear the defense talking. A lot of defenses say we want to be multiple. We want to be able to.
About the end of the first quarter here, maybe 2 more plays as Najim zips one to Hills to the left slot. Brandon Hills, Red Chuba, and maybe some of the other ones pop back out onto the field with this 7-0 Gray score. Najim, probably the last play of the first quarter, and there's Hills once again, slot right. And this, I believe, on the Gray squad to start. Oh, no, we don't yet have Chuba out there quite yet. And so I'm chomping at the bit here, Bob. Start of the second quarter. I'm excited to see the big guy. And the run is a few yards short of a first down. I have observed Chuba in practice. Touchdown pass was that 27-yarder or so, I think, at Stanford a couple of years ago. And it looked great. As the run to the wide side of the field there is gobbled up. And we have yet to
Flow of it so far, even if we haven't seen the big explosive plays.
tackle there by Cole Nora. Here's Zevi Eckhouse, who lofts one up right sideline. Almost has Carlos Hernandez down the near sideline. He beat Warren Smith by half a yards against Colorado. He had 7 catches against a really good Beaver team in that big win the Cougs had against Oregon State. Dylan Payne rumbles through a couple of arm tackles there for a first down.
Love it, love it.
And Payne, so Zevi Eckhouse, he's 4 of 10 passing, 17 yards, hands it off to Payne, leaves it for Hernandez, finds Eckhouse, same play to start the game, and he zips it back to Payne for a shoulder tackle at the
Finishes up. Who knows what it is, but you see similarities in the play calling right there.
This one's bobbled by Freeman for a moment. Let's see the electric speed now. Can Freeman make something out of this? Breaks a couple of arm tackles, still on his cleats, and Moku finally shepherds him out with Ansel Dimbu. So 3rd and 3 here for Eckhouse. And a design rollout left. Brings it back, sees some green, has the first down, angles and wheels. Has 10 yards, sprints for 20, and he's inside the red zone. Zevi Eckhouse flashes the speed with the cleats, and it's first and dear Bryant player. Was a Walter Payton Award finalist last year and shows the speed there. 1st and 10, lets it rip left side of the end zone. Once Hudson, incomplete. And here's the speed from Zevi Eckhouse. This to the right, Freeman and Hudson to the left for Eckhouse. 2nd and 10. Play fake. Lobs it, tipped up into the air, nearly intercepted. That ball was almost picked off by Mark. We need to talk about on the defensive side of that play. Here's Janikowski now, who was perfect in this range last year, and he drills it to make it a field goal there for Janikowski.
See the flat. All right, and when he turns the field, now you attach yourself because you never know there's a post behind you. So, again, he's a freshman, but he didn't look like a freshman on that play.
There's an incompletion. Jamori Colson, I believe, is flagged. Downfield fighting Kyle. Mateer with a play fake. Shows that arm. Beautiful ball. Kyle Williams drops it at the 22-yard line. And Williams knows it. He had that ball turning around in his hands. 2nd and 10. Mateer now, there's a blitz. It's a dump off over the middle, and this is a first down for the Cougs as John Mateer finds Brandon Ganashamurthy, track star for the Cougs, who's now focusing only on Williams wide left, and now Schlenbaker to the right of Mateer. These could be ones next year.
Yeah.
Mateer takes the snap. On this, he can really wheel it. That would have been a long run. They call it a sack.
Swing, man, he's ready.
6'1", 217, redshirt sophomore from Little Elm, Texas. And he slithers through another sack attempt. You could see the quick hips there on the cut where he was going to sprint away downfield.
It's unpredictable. You never know when that's going to happen, but it's risk reward. When you're stepping up in the pocket and the defense parts like the Red Sea, those are the ones where you just get after it. When you're trying to stiff arm and make 2 or 3 guys.
Was as well drafted today by the Rams. He had one of the great senior nights in the history of Cougar football.
Oh, man, talk about it.
Multiple touchdowns. In this 7-3, maybe the defense a little bit ahead of the
3 or 4 of these guys out there, so it's expected.
Near side of the defensive line is Rayam Stevenson. There's an incomplete pass where big Nusi Milani is in the neighborhood. And Milani is a converted defensive tackle who's now on the defensive end. Cusano's now in at linebacker for the Cougs in the middle there. And then Cusano's a really gifted freshman who's been super active in spring ball. There he is in the pocket there on a ball that's aired out incomplete. Cusano, right on cue, was there busting that play up.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff.
That was like the last, it felt like the last just great era of boxing. I'm shifting more towards UFC.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to watch the octagon get rocking and rolling. And there's Hills into the punch with the speed there, Bump.
Yeah, man, the more you can do, the better. Keep the defense on their toes. I like it.
Quarterback in the ballgame now is Jackson Potter. There's a spin move and a handoff. Off to the races inside the 20 is Juvensky Schlenbaker. A spin move and a sprint inside the 10 for...
Right here, you get the handoff, looking for daylight, follow your blocking, boom, spin move, you're out of there. Now you get to the sideline where there's nothing but space. Schlenbaker looking like a ball player.
6 foot, 209-pound redshirt sophomore from Bellingham. Came in as a monster recruit.
Watson was going, even the year before that. If you get the run game going, everything else is going to open up. Schlenbaker can do that for him.
Handoff once again from Potter to Schlenbaker, and he works forward, lurching toward the 5, stood up at the 6. So gain of a few yards for Schlenbaker, 2-pound redshirt freshman QB. As Mathers the tight end to the right. Potter, play fake, once Mathers intercepted. Throws that ball with a flag to Kapanik Gushikin, the nickel back, reads it well and picks it off. There is a flag on the play, but Gushikin brings that ball from Jackson Potter for a Crimson turnover at current pending the flag.
Savvy play by Gushikin right here, being patient, undercuts the wide receiver. Looks like this is coming back on a PI. But great play nonetheless, man. You still want to see that type of action by for Gushikin right there.
And Coach Dickert's actually talking to the ref. Schlenbaker in the backfield with Jackson Potter, 6'5" redshirt freshman quarterback. There's the give to Schlenbaker. He plows forward but dips down to the 1. So a gain of 1 yard. Potter, Schlenbaker, touchdown. Juvensky Schlenbaker, the big run to get them about 50 yards on the churn, and then the 1-yard plunge to finish it off. And it's 13-3 Gray Squad with a Juvensky Schlenbaker touchdown.
Love the call by Arbuckle right there. Let the guy who got you down there finish this thing off. Give it to Schlenbaker. At this point, it's all about just getting the push. Any offense should be able to get 2 to 3 yards off a push alone, especially when you got 15 back there lowering those shoulder pads.
53-yard run earlier in the drive for Schlenbaker. Janikowski kick. Make it 14-3. John Parker in the backfield with him. And at the 35-yard line, Eckhouse steps up through some traffic, zips it. There's Parker. They call it a sack. I was kind of curious to see what Parker might do with a little space there, Bump. From Sacramento, 6 foot, 185-pounder. Eckhouse pass left is tipped up into the air and nearly intercepted, as Washington State's defense has really shown its stuff. It's who's also a member of this staff. And here is Eckhouse now. Eludes a Rayam Stevenson sack. They do extend the play. It's incomplete, intended for Hernandez, but I believe they call it dead. That's Rayam Stevenson. Defensive line core Quinn Roth. Mentioned Isaac Terrell before. You got Khalil Laufau and Andrew Edson. And those guys are all behind Milani, Dimbu, Gusta, and Webster. So there's a lot of defensive line talent. Potter's the 5th QB used in this spring game. Hands to Schlenbaker. Great burst. Up the middle and plows forward.
When it did happen, Brink let me know that I messed up, though. That's for sure.
Special teams on once again here for the Cougs. 4 minutes left in the first half. 14-3, the Gray Squad. Hasn't really gotten going. Did have the big run, which led to a field goal. And there's a quick flick left for Eckhouse. Finds Chris Hudson, the former.
Over here, Hudson. We appreciate you.
Eckhouse now into the flat for Payne. There's a cut, sheds a tackle. First down, Dylan Payne angles 40-yard line, and a flag comes out as he's pushed out by Smith at the near side of the field. Hudson's slot left has been pretty productive. Haven't seen a ton of Hernandez near side of the field. There's Evie Eckhouse with a designed run, and he tumbles down to the 40-yard line. Gain of 5. But Hernandez is a likely candidate to be one of those guys' replacements. Here he's got an opportunity on a deep ball. Hernandez underneath it. Touchdown. Carlos Hernandez catches a deep ball of 31 yards from Zevi Eckhouse.
That's how you make up for a phantom hold that was called on you. Inside release on a goal ball, stack the cornerback, and you make a play right there. Zevi knows where he's going the whole time, feels the pressure, stands tall in the pocket. Hernandez doing a great job of releasing inside, stacking, secure the bag, make the catch, stick him outside, get your hands off me with a little clean, pump the football down, secure it. You know you're going to get some contact all the way down to the ground. Great.
Stuff under some bright lights as the PAT is good to make it 14-10 at 2 game marks. But Anthony Gordon with records set in 2019. He's there on the sideline with Des Patman as well. John Mateer with a little flick that's incomplete on the screen pass. That is most important for that kind of timing play.
Yeah, because those plays are timing. It's trusting your offensive linemen are going to get to that 1,000, 2,000. They're going to release. Your receivers or running back have to be and win big if you want to get on the national scale. But I don't think it's about that. I think it's about just rebuilding this program, being competitive, and being in the fight when it gets to the fourth quarter. And then you never know, because schools like Washington State are the schools that are going to suffer the most when it comes to the transfer. It should be great.
We asked Coach Dickert yesterday, similar question as Mateer has a completion to Meredith. That's what Meredith has done, by the way, a lot in spring ball.
To get on the national stage. How did they do that? They won a lot of games, and they won big, and they did it in a way that was undeniable. I think this program is more than capable of doing exactly.
For Washington. And then San Jose State comes to Pullman. You go to Boise, like you said. Mateer shows the arm. There is a rifle, incomplete, overthrows his target. Of course, you got the home game against Texas Tech, like you said. The Red Raiders lost last year in Laramie as Mateer throws on the run. Beautiful ball. Josh Meredith toward the goal line, touchdown. 41-yard hookup on the rollout. Mateer to Meredith.
Love it. Mateer rolling outside the pocket. Give a little pump fake. I don't know if that's an indicator.
Gardner, if he has put together the fact that his first Cougar win in 2018 was against the Jake Dickert coach. It was a close game in the first half.
I remember that.
And Max Borghi scored an early touchdown, and weren't sure I was going to. Dickert's previous stop, there for a few years, and was their defensive coordinator before he became the DC here on the Palouse. Eckhouse uncorks one down the seam and overthrows his target. Chris Hudson by about 5 yards or so.
Don't need to get it all in one play. How many timeouts do we have left? What's the situation? Let's go into halftime with at least 3 on the board.
Eckhouse with a deep drop and a bit of a broken play here. Now rolls out, and there's a quick flick, a dump off to the right flat. And 12 seconds remain as Trey Lechner grabs that ball. He's competing also to start at safety on that free spot. Eckhouse steps up. There's a beautiful ball. Actually looked a lot like what Gardner Minshew used to do here on the Palouse, and Leon playing with Coug and Jalen Watson in that secondary for the Super Bowl champs. 6 seconds left. Eckhouse may go for it all here. 34 yards to go. Oh, and he just nibbles at it with a quick out to Carlos Hernandez. Coug community. Here's this field goal effort now for Janikowski. And certainly has enough leg, and it is good. Drilled it, did Janikowski. A couple of years ago was all-Pac kicker. And so it sets up next for the start. So far, Mateer has been the best today, but these are Chuba's first snaps. There's a play fake and a flip behind the intended target, but flag comes out.
Looks like a little RPO right there. So you come in with a certain group of guys. You're connected to these guys. You're in the same battle with them. So I like it.
Well, beautiful ball there as Hernandez keeps his balance, and they whistle it dead at the 30. His elbow might have been.
You see the strength in his arm.
2nd and 15 at the 30 for Chuba, with Parker to his right. Takes his time, and now he'll duck and scamper. Bryson Lamb right there. Rod Tialavea there at left guard in a battle with Bryson Lamb. And Chuba now on the screen pass, batted down by Milani. It's caught by Chris Hudson, and then he is crunched at the 29-yard line. The player they like a lot is effective there. And here is Meredith with the fair catch. All right, your very initial impression of Evans Chuba after 3 snaps is what? Been there before, but then you see Chuba and you go, well wait a minute now. Boy, he looks the part. But it was 3 and out.
Yeah.
And so here we are now, once again, with Mateer on the field. You know, Eckhouse has kind of figures out how to move the chains. Loves being a Coug. He loves this place. And he wants to be a leader, just like you said, as there's a sidearm effort from Mateer a little bit low. Intended for Meredith. He and Adrian Wilson getting into it. Some high competition here in spring ball.
Leader before he was QB number 1. We knew this is the guy that we're going to get our reps with. That's what he's doing there, and that's a big part of development, because you're right, as Mateer just gets money down this sideline, that's what we've been looking for. But you're right, as Dayton, he reminds me of Jake Locker.
Really athletic QB for the purple guys, and a pro. There's a zip to the left from Mateer. That is Shackelford, a couple of yards shy of the sticks. It's a great point. You know, I heard from Jake Dickert last year as Schlumbaker plows forward. First down for the Cougs. He thought that Williams was one of the best running backs in the pack.
Quarterback every single down. They could leave space on the back end.
So here's Mateer once again from the 40. And they will bottle him up there. Good job by Isaac Terrell.
You allow the running back or quarterback to find a lane. Didn't happen there.
Mateer with a deep drop. He's got time. He throws a ball in heavy traffic, nearly batted down, nearly intercepted. Adrian Wilson has been super active with pass breakups at that safety spot, and he may be solidifying as certainly as he's been around the ball. He may be a bigger hitter. They love his physicality, and Meredith scoops one out of the air now and backs his way with Andrew Edson hanging on for his right leg to bring it back to the original line of scrimmage. A gain of...
It's up to your one-on-one matchups. Catch this defensive man and see if you can throw one up there and make a play.
Chris Hudson back for the fair catch. Well fielded north of the 15-yard line. And so at 5:25.
I want to win. You know, I want the great team to win. You know, I'm not taking every snap, so I'm trying to do what I can. We had a couple rough drives at the beginning for different reasons, but I really wanted to play clean. Go through all my reads, get through all of them.
Now, for a program with such rich quarterbacking history.
It's great. I went Thursday night, too, and they put me up on a podium with Jack Thompson and Gardner Minshew, you know, and that was just surreal. They didn't tell me either, so I was really surprised I went up there. But it's great. You know,
dogs out there, man.
Yeah,
some
we do.
New guys, some returners, man. What's it like?
It's great. It's a lot of fun. Every one of them was different, which means I got to take time with every one of them, which is a lot of fun. It's not easy just because football is not easy, but fun. But definitely tending towards more of a pocket passer just because it's cleaner. It's a cleaner game when you do that, and then getting to the extension of the play after if you need to.
I love it.
Right.
John Mateer, the quarterback here for the Cougs, who very well could be the starter next year with less than a minute to go here in the third quarter. Great to talk to him. He's a fantastic athlete, isn't he, Bob?
Oh, yeah, man. You watch him.
And really pleased to be joined by Marie Lecoq, Cougar Food Pantry Coordinator, as we get the fourth quarter started here. And Marie Lecoq joins us. My understanding is Pantry provide Washington State students.
So the Cougar Food Pantry provides food, nutritious food to any students that might need to use it, and it doesn't matter because food insecurity can just do more.
Marie, we appreciate your work in providing Cougar students food and basic need items. Thank you for your time and all you do here on campus. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's Marie Lecoq, Cougar Food Pantry, that youthful exuberance at the offensive coordinator spot. And Jackson Potter, once again, the quarterback in here. You know, Ben Arbuckle, even an interesting playing career. He was going to be UTSA's QB. C promoted in 22, and now OC for the Cougs. Jake Dickert just punted it off, by the way. He is he's a wide receiver for the Pointers. 20 minutes.
Really?
He'll do a little push-up sprint situation on Giesa Field. Active guy. Eckhouse now with a zip slot right. So Zevi Eckhouse still getting some reps.
In the house.
So is Kobe a righty otherwise? As Eckhouse lobs it incomplete.
It depends on what you're talking about. Sometimes he'll right with the left. He'll shoot with the right. He'll kick with his left. He'll...
Your stick, and the secret's out. 1st and 10 here for Eckhouse. Good pocket there. A little dump off is complete over the middle. You know, Eckhouse reads that there. It's still a little bit of more of a fall ball question to be answered.
Yeah, it was tough about evaluating the line too. It said, oh, as we got
great spin from Wayshawn Parker. Now he breaks into open green, angles to the left. Wayshawn Parker electric for a dive touchdown. Wayshawn Parker 42 yards with with a spin move and a sprint, lights the ball game up, and it is now a 2-point game with 9:22 to play.
Ooh, I love that. Get it in the flat, make a guy miss. Spin move, put your right foot in the ground. Now you're going across the field, looking for space, running through that alley, turn the jets on, pick up a block or two. Parker, get money, young man.
That is electric from Wayshawn Parker, the true freshman this offensive staff loves. And you can see why.
Create a game-type atmosphere. That's what going for two does.
Here's Eckhouse now, the pistol. Dylan Payne behind him. They're going for two to tie the game. Dump off to the left is batted down. Athletic play at the goal line by Tyson Durant. Ball batted down at the goal line. 21-19 Gray Squad. And here's Mateer with the headset removed, back to the action on a rollout right, and he throws it away. So QB1's arguing calls in the spring game.
Yep, gotta love it.
All right, here's Mateer once again. This is a blitz that's picked up, zips it, incomplete.
Into the spring situation, you start to feel the game. And Chaz, we've talked about a lot of guys in the secondary so far, and that is a great problem to have when you have to replace so many people, even if they're young, even if they're not a guy that you're going to rely on every single snap. You get them in the
5 and 7. They were close, but they didn't bowl. They were right there with UCLA. They were in the ball game at Oregon. They lost that one by a couple of scores in the end. Stanford, they probably do.
Right.
It's rare you lose all of your close games in that regard. They did beat the Beavers in a close one, but it didn't go their way back end of the year. This year, Coach Dickert's going, it's time to bowl.
Yeah.
It's time to
back. And I'm looking at the schedule. It is favorable. I see at least 6 wins on that schedule if these guys develop the way that we think.
Yeah, this is now Eckhouse back to Chris Hudson. You know, it's actually a key drive in this ball game for those who are locked into the Crimson and
Hey, we're locked in.
Eckhouse with a drop back, dump off to Payne. Now he's met over the 50-yard line. In big moments for the Cougs. And he takes a 4th and 2 snap here and sprints through an arm tackle, has a first down and then some inside the 30 of the Gray Squad. Dylan Payne rumbles his way forward.
That helps your ball club out.
So it is 1st and 10 now. 2 minutes to play. Snap Eckhouse at the 27. There's Hernandez on a slant inside the 20. Warren Smith pulls him down to the 17.
Potential game-winning drive here in the spring game.
Down 19 of 30 passing. It's actually pretty darn good. He started 5 of 15. Takes the snap and has the keeper now. Again, they won't touch Eckhouse, so we'll see where they spot. Dylan Payne takes the handoff. Great lead blocking by Lechner there. Uses it and then leaps into a tackle at the 10-yard line and dives down to the 7.
A lot from a few guys.
1st and goal from the 7. This is a design rollout. Oh, they're trying to get Janikowski to a comfortable side, maybe for a kick on 1st and goal from the 7. So they may be setting Dean Janikowski in the Crimson and Gray game. Snap, little high, well held by Haberer. The kick is good. He drilled it, and the Crimson squad pours out onto the field. And Dean Janikowski wins the ball game for the Crimson squad, 22-21, with the height of drama on the Palouse for the 2024 Crimson and Gray spring game. Great fun here at Giesa Field.
As good as it gets. You got Minshew on the sideline. You got Gordon on the sideline and throwing Samoan to Jack Thompson. Comes down to a final drive by a senior transfer from Brian and Zevi. He sets him up. We got a little bit of everything, man. The run game looked good. The tight ends got the party started with the big play. Defensively, there were some knockdowns. Only thing we were missing were some sacks, and we don't want that anyway.
Right, not even allowed in the ball game were, hits on the quarterback. But you had a competitive ball game. And we want to wish the 3 injured Cougs well.
Yes.
And immediate recovery. Leo Pulalasi, initially he was carted off. You wanted this to be a clean game and our hard game. Just under 200 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. And Schlenbaker ran for the game high. 16 carries, 106 yards and a touchdown. He had a 53-yarder. Juvensky Schlenbaker looked fantastic as the team comes together for some final words from Jake Dickert. Listen to Jake Dickert on one knee.
Yeah, Mateer looked good. He's the quarterback that looked the most comfortable with the play calling, with adjusting, rolling outside to his right and to his left.